Welcome to Cheater Confessions. Let's get started with today's story. Bianca always needed a little more attention than most people. It's just who she was. Loud laugh, great style, magnetic in a crowd. She walked into a room and people noticed. I never minded it, not at first. It was part of the deal. You marry someone like that, you know what comes with it. We'd been married almost 7 years. I thought we were solid. We had a nice life. Comfortable house in the suburbs outside Chicago. No kids yet. By choice, and careers that gave us freedom. She worked in interior design. I managed contracts for a logistics firm. Stable, predictable, just the way I like it. Things started unraveling when she told me she was going to Vegas for Jenna's bachelorette party. I remember standing in the kitchen, watching her pack a small carry-on with outfits that didn't look like something you wear for poolside brunch. 3 nights, just us girls. It's not a big deal, she said. I didn't say much. I just nodded, but she saw it on my face. Donald, she said, pausing, don't be that guy. Don't turn into some jealous husband because we're going to Vegas. I'm not jealous, I told her. I just don't like how this came out of nowhere. It's not like I'm hiding anything. I'm literally telling you about it. That was her favorite defense. If she said it out loud, it couldn't be suspicious. But something in my gut didn't sit right. Not with the way she brushed it off. Not with how quickly she shut down my concerns. Before she left, she kissed me at the door and said, "Don't be dramatic. It's just a trip." She came back 3 days later. Same smile. But something in her eyes was different. She tried to act normal, texting me from the airport, hugging me in the kitchen. But something had changed, and I felt it immediately. I just didn't know yet how bad it really was. At first, I told myself I was imagining it. Bianca acted like nothing had happened. Same stories, oversized margaritas, too much dancing, how Jenna cried at the steakhouse because someone played a Shania Twain song. But her laugh didn't ring the same. Her eyes kept shifting when she talked, and when I reached for her waist that night in bed, she flinched. Not like she was afraid, more like she didn't expect it, like I'd interrupted something going on in her head. The next morning I noticed she deleted her Instagram. Just gone. Social media detox, she said, pouring coffee like it was nothing. I'm tired of scrolling all day. Bianca? Tired of attention? That was like a fish deciding it didn't want water. Then she started being nice. Not her usual dramatic affection, real polite. Dinners cooked on time, random compliments, intimacy, but initiated like she was paying off a debt. I checked the trash can one afternoon while she was in the shower. Found a crumpled envelope from a hotel called the Eden on Fremont Street. She'd told me they were staying at the Delano on the Strip. I unfolded the receipt. Minibar charges, late checkout. Not the place she said. A different hotel, one she never mentioned. I didn't say anything, not yet. I just watched her more closely. How she avoided eye contact when I talked about work. How she triple-checked her phone before putting it down. How she never asked questions anymore, like she didn't want to be asked any either. The thing about gut feelings? They're rarely loud. They just hum in the background until they become impossible to ignore. One night, she was asleep next to me, back turned, one arm wrapped tight around a pillow. I sat up and looked at her in the blue glow from the hallway light. And in that moment, I knew 2 things. She'd done something in Vegas, and she wasn't going to tell me unless I forced her to. I waited 3 more days before I did anything. I wasn't ready to blow up my life over a hunch, even if that hunch was screaming in my face every time I looked at her. So I reached out to someone who might have seen more than Bianca was willing to admit. Vanessa, Jenna's cousin. She'd always been friendly with me. Bianca once said she had a crush on me back when we were dating, which I'd filed away and never thought about again. Until now. I messaged her on Facebook. Nothing heavy. Just asked how the Vegas trip went. She replied quick, too quick, with a "haha, it was wild," and a winky face. So I asked a simple question. Bianca didn't get into any trouble out there, did she? No response. 10 minutes, then 20. Finally, a message popped up. I shouldn't be the one to say anything. You should talk to her. I replied, I'm not stupid, Vanessa. Just tell me. Another pause. Then she sent it. She slept with some guy from the pool party. It was just a dumb one-night thing. She was drunk. Everyone told her not to do it. She swore us to silence. I stared at the screen for a long time. I didn't feel anger. Not yet. Just cold. Like something behind my ribs had shut off. That night, Bianca was folding laundry on the bed when I walked in. Was it worth it? I said. She didn't turn around. What? The guy in Vegas. Pool party. The Eden Hotel? Was it worth it? She dropped the shirt she was holding, slowly turned around. Her mouth opened, but nothing came out. Don't lie, I said. I already know. She sat down on the edge of the bed, covered her face with both hands. It was a mistake. I didn't even know his name. God, it was stupid. I thought I could just move past it and never say anything. I stood there, staring at her. The silence felt louder than her crying. I need air, I said, and walked out. I didn't come home that night, or the 2 nights after. I stayed at a hotel a few miles from the house. Nothing fancy, just a quiet room and enough distance to think. Bianca called, texted, left voicemails, her voice cracking, saying she loved me, begging me to come home. I listened to each one in full, never responded. By the 4th day, I came back. She was on the couch, curled under a blanket like she hadn't moved since I left. Her face was pale, eyes swollen. She jumped up the second she heard the door. Donald, please, can we talk? We will, I said. But first, you're going to listen. She nodded, silent. I'm not leaving. Not yet. But if this is going to continue, things are going to change. Starting now. She stood there, holding her breath like she was waiting for a verdict. No more drinking, I said. At all. I don't care if it's wine at dinner or champagne at a wedding. Done. Okay, she whispered. No more girls' trips. If I'm not going, you're not going. That's simple. Okay. I want access to your phone, your passwords, your calendar. Full transparency. Her jaw twitched like she wanted to argue. But she didn't. Okay, she said again. And you're going to therapy. Weekly. If I decide to join, it'll be on my terms. Yes. There was a long pause. I'm also going to be doing my own thing. Gym, work, side projects. I'm not checking in every second of the day. Don't mistake my silence for forgiveness. I understand. No, you don't, I said. But maybe you will. She looked like she wanted to collapse, but she didn't. She just sat back down on the couch and stared at her knees. That night, I started sleeping in the bed again. We didn't touch, didn't talk much. I went to work. I came home. I cooked my own meals, started running again, lifted weights at the gym. Bianca tiptoed around me like I was made of glass. I didn't yell, didn't throw anything. That would have been too easy for her. No, I wanted her to see me rebuild right in front of her, and I wanted her to know she'd lit the fuse. In the meantime, I wasn't healing. I was preparing. Every rule I gave her, every quiet moment, I used all of it. To think, to plan, to protect what was mine. I changed passwords, met with a lawyer, split accounts, froze credit cards she didn't even know I had. She thought I was rebuilding. I was drawing up the exit plan. By the end of the first 2 weeks, I dropped 8 pounds, put on muscle, and locked into a strict routine. I was running 5 miles in the morning and hitting the weights at night. It wasn't about revenge. Not exactly. It was about discipline, focus, reclaiming something I'd let drift. At work, I stopped playing it safe, took on 2 new clients, made bold moves in negotiations, and caught the attention of upper management. My name was suddenly on short lists for promotions. People started noticing. Bianca noticed too. She started asking questions at dinner. Who was that texting you earlier? You going to the gym again tonight? Can I come with you this weekend? I kept my answers short. Not out of spite, just honesty. Just a guy from work. Yeah. No, it's not a couples thing. She tried harder. New recipes, lingerie, setting candles in the bedroom like we were newlyweds again. I appreciated the effort, but I didn't play into it. One night, she showed up at the gym unannounced. I was mid-set when I saw her through the mirror, leaning awkwardly near the entrance, trying not to look out of place. You didn't tell me you'd be out this long, she said later in the car. I wasn't aware I needed permission. That's not what I meant. I didn't reply, just stared out the windshield. The next week, she went through my laptop. I know because I found the search history. How to tell if your husband is cheating, followed by multiple views of a LinkedIn profile, my assistant's. When I brought it up, she folded fast. I'm sorry, she said. I don't know what you're thinking anymore. I looked her straight in the eyes. Good, I said. She blinked, hurt flashing across her face. But I didn't soften. I wasn't playing games. I had built something steady in myself, and I wasn't going to let her insecurity drag it down. The truth was, she was scared. Not because I was cheating, I wasn't, but because for the first time, she wasn't sure I needed her anymore. A month after Vegas, Bianca set the table for dinner like it was a holiday. Cloth napkins, real candles, the whole thing. She made some kind of baked salmon with a fancy glaze, opened a bottle of sparkling cider. "I thought we could have a night. Just us," she said, smoothing her dress. I sat down, ate a few bites. The food was good, but I wasn't hungry. She kept watching me, like I was a stranger in her home. "Donald," she said finally, her voice soft, "are you ever going to forgive me?" I put my fork down. "That's not what you want to ask." She hesitated. "Okay. Then, do you still want this? Us?" I looked at her. She looked beautiful in that desperate kind of way. Makeup perfect, hair curled, wearing that soft perfume she used to save for our date nights. And yet, she looked small, nervous. "I'm not sure I want what this is," I said. Her face crumpled. "You're punishing me." "No," I said calmly. "I'm just not pretending. But I've done everything you asked. I haven't had a drink. I haven't gone anywhere. I've been trying to fix this. And I've noticed," I said. "But I'm not going to pretend I'm the same man you cheated on. I'm not. I outgrew that version of me." She stood up, voice shaking. "So that's it? You glow up, start dressing better, working more, and now I'm just some phase you passed through." I stayed seated. "You made a decision. You wanted freedom for a weekend. You got it. I've just adjusted to who I have to be now." "That sounds like you're already gone." I looked her straight in the eye. "I'm not gone. I'm just not begging for what I used to need." She stared at me for a long time, then turned and walked out of the room. She bought it. That's all I needed. That night, I moved my stuff into the guest room. She didn't come after me. She just closed our bedroom door like she was sealing off a chapter. And I didn't feel guilt. I felt clarity, the kind that comes after you stop pretending something broken still works. 2 days later, Bianca cornered me in the hallway. "I want to go to therapy again," she said. "Together this time. We can start over, please." I looked at her, really looked at her, and for the first time I didn't feel anger, or desire, or even heartbreak, just distance, like we were two people who used to matter to each other. "I already started over," I said. "You just weren't part of it." She went quiet, lips pressed together like she was holding back every word she wanted to scream. "I found a place," I added. "Downtown. Lease starts next week." Her mouth opened, then closed. "You're really leaving?" I nodded. "Yeah. You said you weren't gone." "I wasn't. But I'm done pretending there's something left to feel." Bianca sat down on the stairs, like her legs gave out. "So that's it? 7 years down the drain?" "No," I said. "We had some good years. I'm not erasing them. I'm just not dragging them behind me anymore." She started to cry, silent, bitter tears. But I didn't reach for her. "I don't hate you," I said, "but I don't trust you, and I won't keep living in a house built on that." That weekend, I packed. No yelling, no fighting over the couch or the TV, just quiet sorting. What's mine? What's hers? By then, everything was already in place. The paperwork was finalized, the accounts were separated. A few of the assets, ones I knew she'd try to come after, were moved under a holding company I'd set up months earlier. Clean, legal, out of reach in the divorce. I'd already told my lawyer, if she wanted the house, she could buy me out at market value. Otherwise, it would be listed. No drama, just business. On Sunday morning, I zipped up the last bag. Bianca stood by the front door, arms crossed like she was holding herself together. "I wish I could undo it," she said. "I know. I still love you." "I believe you," I said. "But I love me now too." Then I handed her the envelope. Divorce papers, signed, filed. She looked down at it like she didn't know what she was holding. I stepped outside, threw my stuff in the trunk, took one last look at the house, the life we built, the mistakes she made, and the man I had to become because of it. I didn't wave, didn't smile, I just drove off. In the rearview mirror, she got smaller and smaller until she disappeared. I wasn't angry anymore, just done. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel like I was leaving something behind. Thank you for watching.